everybody, I am Tiffany and I am doing another book review today. Woo-woo! A few things. If you hear sound in the background, we have dishes going, so funness! And then also, sorry if the lighting's kind of weird, I'm kind of playing around with it. I usually use natural light and it's deciding to be overcast in California today, so we're gonna try this and see how this works. I'm super duper excited to be doing a review on this book. I have been wanting to do it for a while, and it's kind of why I'm wearing blue, because it has a really bluish feel to it. I think that's just because of the cover, but I don't care. I like blue, so I'm gonna wear blue. This magnificent book is A Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Look, wait for it. Can you see it? Oh, no, wait. She signed it! Woo! Oh yeah, I got it signed. Let's go. That's an accomplishment for me right there. I don't get a lot of books signed, so boom, I got one signed. I have been wanting to read this book ever since it came out in January. It has been on my top, please read it, Tiffany, or else I will be mad at myself list. That made no sense, but okay. I didn't get it in January because, well, I got kind of caught up in the Mistborn books, so I kind of wanted to get the Mistborn trilogy because they are amazing. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. It's by Alexandra Bracken, who wrote the amazing Darkest Mind series. I don't know if you can see that, but we're gonna say it's right here. Just trust me. This is an amazing series. If you haven't read it, oh my gosh, go read it and fall in love with it like I did, because it is so amazing and has made Alexandra Bracken one of my favorite authors ever. But when I went to Y'all West in May or April, I don't know, one of those, whenever Y'all West was, they were selling books there along with getting free ARCs, and Passenger was sitting on that table, and I was like, I'm gonna get Passenger. So I bought Passenger at Y'all West. I've had it on my shelf for a very long time for me. It's been months. Gosh, I'm behind on my books. Oh, speaking of Y'all West, I have a pile that's basically books from Y'all West that I got, and there are a lot of ARCs in there. I think one of them is up, Girl in Pieces, which came out already in August. But the next two books after this one are probably going to be the ARC versions. I know you're thinking Tiffany, why don't you just go out and buy them? Because they're actually both out now. But the thing is, first of all, I can only buy so many books. I do have a limit. It's not unlimited book buying and movie buying. Sadness extremely. The thing is, when I go into the bookstore, I usually, and I know I can buy a book, I have a set goal on which book I am getting. And I have a bunch of books that I need to get because you guys recommended them and everything, and I haven't forgotten. I have them on a list. So next time I go into a bookstore, I gotta buy those books. Back to the book though. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. For those of you who want to know, it has a 3.88 out of 5 on Goodreads. Now that might seem low. I think it's low. I think it deserves a little bit higher. Was it as good as Darkest Minds? No, Darkest Minds is better. But I had a really fun time with this book. So I gave it 4 stars personally for me on my Goodreads account. Let me give you a synopsis. So basically, it follows this girl named Etta who lives in our time, and she ends up finding out that her family is part of this big giant time traveler group. They can travel through time. Boom, that got me. Well, I'm gonna read time travel books. And she ends up getting wrapped up in this giant adventure to try and find a thing called the astrolabe. I'm not gonna go into explanations. Read the book, you'll figure it out exactly what the astrolabe is. And she ends up having to do this with a guy named Nicholas, who's from 18th century, 19th century, one of those centuries. He's from that time. He and Etta have to go on this epic quest to find this astrolabe, basically, and it's through time. I love that plot, okay? Any book with time travel, I'm on board, because I love history. If you're a history buff, I think you'll like this. Overall, really enjoyed it. I say definitely give it a chance. it's definitely one of those books I feel like you have to be really patient for. It's more of a puzzle book. You don't get all of the information at once, basically. You're kind of trying to figure everything out as it goes along. So you definitely have to be a little bit more patient with it, but I think it's definitely worth the time. There's not really a whole lot I can tell you without spoiling you, so I'm going to go ahead and end the non-spoilery section here. Non-spoilery people, I suggest you leave now. Have an awesome day, and figure out how to time travel, and then call me and I'll go time traveling with you. Okay? Alright, bye non-spoilery people. Come back when you've actually read the book. Alright, bye! This book. There were definitely elements that were a little bit annoying in it, but overall I really did enjoy this book. I had a great time with it, and it went pretty quickly for me, so that's really good, because that means books are good, because you can't really put them down. Etta, the main character, I really like her. She has this strong toughness about her that's awesome, and you know she can take care of herself. If you've watched some of my previous videos, I kind of get on to characters when they can't take care of themselves. Clary. Nicholas, on the other hand, I did like him. I think his mannerisms were really funny in this. He was a gentleman, he was nice, but there was a little bit here and there that definitely bugged me about him. I don't really know why. I think because his decisions ended up just becoming kind of stupid when he was trying to protect Etta. Like, I think he punched like 50 people in this book, which was completely unnecessary, and even Etta goes, "Why would you punch that dude?" Like, I'm pretty sure she might say that line in there. Not the dude part, but why did you punch him? I do like he's a pirate though. Here's my main problem with him. We need to get him away from a gun, okay? Because that guy does not know how to shoot. I don't know who taught him how to shoot, but he doesn't know how to shoot. Because think about it. The 2 times that he uses the gun, he hits Etta. Not one time, both times. The first one, the little cobra is trying to bite her. He tries to shoot the cobra, does hit the cobra, I'll give him that, but grazes her ankle. Injury number 1 to Etta. Injury number 2. At the very end, the guy is holding her, and he's trying to aim to shoot the guy. He misses the guy and hits Etta's shoulder. Are you kidding me? Like, the whole ending is completely your fault. I mean, I know you admit it, but you have no right to break down and cry because you did this to Etta, all right? Learn to shoot or don't handle the gun at all. I think Etta is better at shooting stuff than you. So you know what? Give the gun to Etta. Well, we can't right now, but give the gun to Etta when you eventually find her again, all right? Sophia. I'm interested to see how Sophia developed. I think maybe that was maybe a little bit of the problem. Like, the characters in Darkest Minds were so well developed, and I know I shouldn't be comparing it to Darkest Mind. But the thing is, like, I feel like some of the characters in here weren't as developed enough where I can't really get necessarily a complete opinion about them. Yes, I have an opinion on Sophia in the sense of she can be really annoying, but there's so much more history, I think, between like her and Julian and her life that I want to find out more about. I was really surprised that she wasn't actually in the majority of this book. She did what I thought she was going to do, which is eventually follow them through the portals, but I thought it'd be pretty early on that they actually find her following them. I thought they would end up teaming up because I think Sophia has the potential to be actually really good. Like Etta says, she has the potential to be horrible and manipulative and powerful, but scary powerful, but I do think she has the potential to be really, really awesome and amazing and help Nicholas out. And especially since, you know, Julian's alive now and everything, I think that's definitely going to be a motivation for her to stick with them, and I think her mind is going to change. Let's talk about Ironwood, though. He got on my nerves. I was imagining Ed Harris search him. I don't know why. He's perfect for it in my mind, but oh my god. And he wasn't even in the book that much. One thing about Alexandra Bracken, she writes her villains really well, where you hate them from the moment you meet them. Because Ironwood, he's so manipulative, he's so cold, it's just awful. And I'm like, dude, who is this guy? Can we get rid of him, please? Like, when Nicholas takes the deal with him to, like, get land and everything in order to follow Etta and make sure she actually returns the astrolabe. I was like smacking my hand to my face because I was like, Nicholas, are you kidding me? You should know him well enough to know that he is going to screw you over. And what does he do? He's trying to screw Nicholas over. And then it brought in that whole element of Nicholas isn't telling Etta anything. Just tell her. Can you please? But the other devilish part of me was I wanted him to keep it a secret until the very end, and then she figures it out like right as they get the astrolabe, and then it's like explosion, betrayal, whoa. That didn't really happen. He's like dying of a fever, he admits it, and Etta's all accepting, and I'm like, I kind of wanted an explosive turnout. The time traveler stuff, I feel like they actually explained it decently well. There were only a few things I was kind of confused on. She's meant to meet Alice young, but then so old Alice knows that they meet in the past. That brain can't function a little bit, and like their whole like thing, like you have to wait a year to go back to that time, but you can't cross paths with yourself. It was weird. With time travel books, here's my thing on this. Like, if you try and think too much about it, you're gonna find like flaws in it and everything. So with time travel books, I usually just go with the flow and be like, okay, accept and move on. I'm not trying to necessarily figure out what's happening unless it's really a really bad mess up. One element I am interested in seeing play out though is the thing about not being able to cross paths with yourself. They've mentioned it a lot in this book, so my guess is yes, you are going to cross paths with yourself eventually. Someone will. That's like a staple thing, is that you cannot cross paths with yourself. But you kind of wonder, is that a made-up rule? Can people actually do it? Or is it actually a thing where there are consequences if you run into yourself type thing? And I know rules are going to be broken, and I'm excited. That's when time traveling gets really exciting, when the rules are broken. Let's talk about Etta's mom, because I don't know really how to feel about her. She's very cold, and she knows that she's going to put her daughter through all of this. So I kind of agree with Nicholas that he's upset that her mom kind of knew everything that was going to happen and didn't prevent her in any way whatsoever. But at the same time, I feel like she is actually trying to do the right thing and really protect them and help their future out. And that it's not necessarily a thing of like complete evil. She just confused me insanely. The ending was a little bit rushed for me though. Everything just kind of happened really, really quickly. So you have Nicholas and Etta trapped basically, and they're trying to get out of their bandage or their knots, and Etta undoes hers and goes to help Nicholas, and she starts seeing like black spots, and then the next minute you know she disappears like Julian did at the beginning of the story. I did not expect that to happen to Etta. I did not think she was going to die. I mean, at that point it happened so quick that I knew there's no way she's going to be dead. She's like a main character of this book, though Alexandra Bracken, she scares me a lot of the time with certain characters. But it just really happened really quickly. Like, it was like, oh, my shoulder hurts, poof, and then I was like, wait, what? Where'd Etta go? Wait, what? Where'd she go? And I was right, and I was happy that I was right, that she was not dead. And Julian might be alive too, so that was really interesting. I kind of thought maybe he might be, but I wasn't really sure. When Nicholas is breaking down, like crying and everything, I was like, stop crying, she's gonna be fine. And then I think I was also really irritated at him still, that the whole reason she disappeared is because he shot her in the shoulder. I couldn't really feel bad for Nicholas in that sense. I think also what threw me off a little bit was that I felt like the love story was very quick. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You have books all the time that are like, in a couple days they fall in love. This one I think felt a little bit like it was kind of like instant connection, oh my gosh, I'm in love with you type thing. It wasn't really like testing the waters. Like, by the time the ship is on the dock at the very beginning, Nicholas is already in love with her, basically, and it's like you barely saw her on the ship. I felt like it was way too quick, especially with like only the couple days that they had, like 8 days or something. It's no, they shouldn't be at that level yet. But I mean, you know, there's dire circumstances, and time travel plays with your emotions. What do you guys think? Because I felt like the romance was rushed, but it had moments in it that were really beautiful and really sweet, and I was like, oh my God, they're so cute, they're so cute. But then there were times I'm like, okay, this is going a little bit too fast. Wait, what? Whoa, love already, guys? It's been like 3 days. Calm down. But I still really liked it, and I want to see how it develops and everything, so I'm not completely knocking it. Now, I really just want to talk briefly about the astrolabe and like get your guys' opinion on like, what do you think? Because I thought that like that reveal of like the astrolabe can create new passages, that was really cool, because I did not expect that at all, and I think that's going to be really fun. I want them to use that astrolabe in the second book that's coming out in January. Like, I want them to use it a lot, because that'd be so cool. They get to go to different time periods. Oh my gosh, I'm like getting too excited for this. I'm so excited already for Wayfarer. Though they're gonna try and destroy it. But they should use it before they destroy it, because I want them to. But yeah, I think that's really, really cool, and I think it's gonna be really awesome. I think this book was more about setting a lot of stuff up, and I have a feeling that Wayfarer is going to be awesome and epic. It was very fast-paced, and you had to get through a lot, understand time travel, and establish relationships, and just get a feel for everything. And then the Wayfarer is really where it's going to go like deep into everything. This is a duology. Like, I feel like this could have been like an epic, awesome, long series. I think it's probably going to be really good as a duology. I just haven't really read duologies. Like, trilogies just fit nicely, and I tend to like actually longer series that are really good. Like Percy Jackson that keeps going, it's making me very excited. Or like Mistborn, or something like that. I love series that actually go on really, really long. Not to like 40 books necessarily, but I do like longer series. So I'm excited for Wayfarer. I think it's going to be awesome. I love Alexandra Bracken, so I know she's gonna rock it. And it comes out in January. That's really all I have to say about this book. I hope you enjoyed this. What are your opinions on the book? I'm just curious. What did you think personally? It's just really fun. So give me your opinion on what you thought of this book, if you've read it or anything like that. If you have any other book or movie recommendations, let me know in the comments below too. And if there's any other type of video things like tags or anything like that that you want me to do, let me know, and I'll definitely check them out and do them. You give me a recommendation, I will do it. I have a list, and I have a plan, so don't worry. But thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful, awesome, fabulous, amazing day, night, evening, noon, whatever time it is, and call me when you figure out how to time travel. Alright, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm gonna go work on my time traveling machine now. Alright, goodbye!